From pop history to solo success, Mel C has never stopped evolving. Live from Maida Vale Studios and joined by the BBC Concert Orchestra, she joins us in the piano room with a full voice of power, honesty and heart. This is Mel C, like you've never heard her before.
It deserves a whoop.
Oh, got one under my belt.
Oh, well, there you go. High five. I tell you what, if you weren't awake this morning, you are now. What a stunning performance, Melanie C. Excellent.
How good does it sound with the BBC Concert Orchestra? Honestly,
Very.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm very happy now. You feel better when you've done one.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
get that out your system. It's nice to see a happy drummer. Loving a BPM. Instead of just, politely doing the
Yeah.
going like the clappers.
Oh, yeah, this is Ricky. He's actually my MD.
Nice.
He gets right into it.
Well done,
We've
Ricky.
got 4 musicians here who are actually on stage with the Spice Girls in 2019.
Come on, name
Any
them,
Spice
please.
Girls fans out there? We've got Ace here on
Yes,
keys.
Ace.
We got Dave over on bass.
Go on, Dave.
Ricky's had his name check already. Drums, we'll
You
move
can have
on.
2.
Yeah, and then gorgeous Louis on lead guitar.
Hey, well done, guy. I bet you've got some stories, which we're not going to talk about.
Haven't they just... Shh, yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
happens
you-
on tour stays on tour.
You've signed the NDA. It's fine. We're not going to push you. We should say, Rob Eklund, thank you very much, our arranger today. It's superb
Yes,
as
Rob,
always.
everything. Honestly, sounds incredible.
Yeah, good. Well, now that we can relax, you've got that one out your system.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick chat because that was your 10th number one as a songwriter.
Was it?
Yeah.
I love the stats.
Yeah, and listen to this, right? You are also the first woman to have top of the chart success as a quintet,
Yeah.
a quartet,
Yeah.
a duo, and a solo artist.
Yeah. Can you name?
Well, you got Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Heard of them.
Yeah. So that was the 5 and the 4.
One went for a walk.
Yeah.
And then you and Brian. And no,
No, that never got to number 1.
Did
Can you
it not?
believe it? It
was
was up and down the charts. Do you remember?
that was a
Do you
big
remember back in the
tune.
day when songs used to go up and down?
Wow.
Yeah.
So who was the duet with?
It was Lisa Left Eye Lopez from TLC. Wow. There you go.
That's a good pub quiz question.
Isn't it?
Yes, I like it. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That is, are you really proud and chuffed that since the band kind of, since you left the band, let's say that, are you happy with everything that you've achieved as a solo artist?
Whoa, Vernon, I've got to pull you up there.
Go on.
I never left the band.
All right, good.
The band never split up.
We like that.
No, I think the thing is, as a Spice Girl, we're like always a Spice Girl.
Right.
Obviously, we're not working together currently.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all embarked on solo careers. And I'm honestly, like sitting here, I've had a few tearful moments. Obviously, working with musicians like this, it's quite overwhelming. And to think 30 years into my career, I'm here. I'm at the piano room at Radio 2. I'm releasing new music. And it is incredible. I'm very, very proud of myself and the Spice Girls and everything we've achieved.
Well, let's get straight to it because with all the documentaries that are out and about at the moment with boy bands and girl bands, it seems the Spice Girls still remain a really tight unit. All of you must be really proud of that relationship and that friendship and that bond that you've created amongst you all.
Yeah, I think our relationship is so unique. You know, there's no one else on the planet who knows what happened, what we all went through together. And, we've had our ups and downs. That's been very well documented. But I think now, we're all grown-ups. I mean, flipping heck, even our kids are grown-ups now or getting there. So we just really respect, love and cherish each other.
Oh, that's great to see because in all those documentaries, there's the actual build-up to get to the highs. And then it just seems to implode for some people where the management takes a little bit of an extra percentage than everyone expected, all of it. And some kind of get left behind and there's rifts within the band and all that kind of stuff. But seeing pictures recently of you guys together, it's just great to see because when you look back, do you realise how important the Spice Girls were?
I do.
Are.
I remind my daughter on a daily basis. Yeah, I mean, this is a thing for the Spice Girls. We started out there as 5 young girls. We all had a vision. We all had a dream.
Energy.
We wanted to be famous. We wanted to be pop stars. But then really quickly, we saw there was so much sexism within the music industry. And that's what put us on that mission of girl power. And we're so grateful for that. And then the inclusivity, if I can say that word, and even our individuality, all of these things that were so genuine and so organic that came with the band quite accidentally are the things that have given us this beautiful legacy. So, yeah, it's just, I dreamed of this as a kid, but I never expected just how lucky and fortunate I would be.
Obviously, many people during that period know you as Sporty Spice. Does the sporty bit come naturally to you? Because you're still physically fit, you're still out there. I've seen you raving and misbehaving in Ibiza, having a really good time. Because you are Sporty Spice, does that kind of think, oh, I've got to remain Sporty Spice? Or is that something that you do, that you love doing on a daily basis, going out, getting fit and gigging and seeing people and all that kind of stuff?
100%. It's our nicknames were given to us, whether it was our appearance or sometimes our hair colour. But, you know, Jerry's very fiery too, or she was definitely a bit more outspoken back in the day. And I've always been sporty. Yeah, I've always worn my trackies. Growing up in the Northwest, that was our uniform, growing up as kids. And I think I had a moment where I went off piste a little bit and I was like, who am I? Maybe post Spice Mania, I was trying to figure out who I was as an individual. But I think this is the thing I've learned, and I know so many of your listeners were the same generation, and we spent our 20s and sometimes our 30s going, who am I? Looking outside trying to figure out who we were, when it was in us all the time. We didn't have to go anywhere. We just needed to listen. And I just came back and Sporty was there going, thank goodness for that. Get those trackies back on. Put the trainers back on. I'm in shoes today. I thought I'd make a bit of an effort for
with
the
a pair of tracksuit bottoms.
But they're coming off soon. Yeah. Not the bottoms. The
Remember,
shoes.
you can watch it on the iPlayer. Thank you for picking that one up.
Thank you.
But the career goes, I mean, we're going to talk about the new album. Huge success already, and it's not even released. Everyone's talking about it, which is fab. We've got an archive clip from you, because what we do is we love the BBC archive. It's basically the BBC's history book. And we're going to go back, Melanie C, to the Brits 2000. This is you talking about being nominated at the Brits. There you go.
Do I sound the same? Or is it a bit more like that?
A little bit higher.
A bit higher and lower as we get older. Oh, wow. So that was the year I was nominated for Best Female Solo Artist.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
I know, a long time ago, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
26 years ago.
Don't get me going. I'm very emotional today.
Just a quick one then.
Yeah.
It's evident that you are, but are you enjoying yourself?
I am having the time of my life. You know what life is like, right? It's full of
a box of
ups and
chocolates.
downs. Life is like a box of chocolates. This is very true. And, I've had some tough times, as we all have at this, tender age of 52. And I've always loved my work. It's what drives me. I love performing and creating.
Is that what you fall back on then? If you're having a little bit of a bump,
gosh.
let's get back in the studio. Yeah. Let's go back to it. Let's start writing.
Absolutely. And life gives you the inspiration you need to keep being creative, right?
Yeah.
And I have to say, I started DJing about 8 years ago, and that's brought so much joy into my life. And that's really influenced this album, actually. It's definitely a bit more dancey, and I'm having a lot of more fun as well, even lyrically. I'm not taking myself too seriously. And I'm having the time of my life. I think once you hit 50, you're a bit like, I'm quite lucky to be here. Not everyone makes it this far. So I'm just going to try and enjoy every day to the best of my ability.
Love that, Melanie. Love that. All right, what are you going to play from the new album?
Okay, so this is my new single, and it's called What Could Possibly Go Wrong. I think it's I keep tripping up and dropping things. So I think hopefully I'll get the song out okay. What could possibly go wrong?
Yes, Mel. From the album Sweat, which is out in May.
It is. 1st of May it comes out, and I'm really excited because I'm going to go around the country and do these album launch parties.
Love it.
So I'll do a bit of DJing, a bit of acoustic stuff, some shows, and I'm going to be in Liverpool on the 1st of May. On release day.
That's a good one.
So I'm very excited for that. Look, the shoes have come off.
The shoes are off.
I wasn't messing.
We're on the carpet, on the parquet floor. You said that this has been inspired by you getting into DJing 8 years ago, and also your old rave days.
Yes. Yeah, so I discovered raving, I think I was about 19, and I was on a girls' holiday. It was my first holiday without parents. And that wave of house music, it was just going through Europe, and I'd never heard anything like it, and I'd never seen people dancing like that. And I was just hooked. And I came back and started going out clubbing. But quite quickly after that, I met the Spice Girls. So like all the socialising was out the window. All the misbehaving was out the window.
So you went from mixing it up on a dance floor to literally, right, get in the studio, this is going to be big. And then it's a constant day to day to day to day job then, isn't it, being a pop star?
Yeah, it was an incredible, I mean, it's wild to think Wannabe came out in July 96. We were on tour in the spring of 98 when Jerry went for that little walk.
Wow.
So it was really short, like that real mania time was so short.
Isn't that interesting? Because you think it was so much longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
You really do. 96.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you, I know the success of the Spice Girls is everything that you will ever be, and then the solo stuff as well. But because you started Spice Girls so early, do you think you kind of missed out on a little bit of your youth?
Do you know what I do? I mean, I moved to London, or just outside London, when I was 16, because I always wanted to work in music, but I knew how difficult that was. And I danced growing up. And I just thought a much more sensible thing to do is to train in theatre. You know, not realising it's very difficult to get work in the theatre as well. You know, there are so many talented people out there. And I went to Performing Arts College when I was 16. So I kind of left as a child. You know, Spice Girls, I met the girls when I was 20. And even at that time, you think you're a grown-up, don't you? But when you look back, you're like, wow.
Especially in London, when there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Did you move down straight away? You were all in an apartment together, a house together, weren't you, for a period of time?
We were. We lived in a house in Maidenhead. And there's been so many iterations of living together. I've lived with Mel B the most. I mean, glutton for punishment, obviously. But me and Mel, the Northerners, we do tend to stick together.
Yeah.
But I lived with Jerry and Melanie in Finchley Central for a bit. Then we were up in Watford. So, yeah, we did a bit of moving about before we all bought our own homes.
Nice. And was there at any time during the Spice Girls run where you said, look, can we not pick it up a bit? Can we get a bit dancey, get a bit hyper?
You know, the beauty of the Spice Girls is we did come with some of the same influences, but also lots of different ones. And I think that was a lot that informed our sound as well. We all wanted to make pop music. And I think as vocalists, we are pop vocalists, you know, so that sound and that blend of our voices you can't recreate that.
How have you balanced this album? Because if you've said that it's been influenced by your love of dance music and the White Isle and all that kind of stuff, obviously it's Melanie C's solo album. You can't put some deep, dark, dirty bangers on there. So are they kind of like for the vinyl representatives amongst us, and then we get the kind of the poppy remix?
Then there's no rules. You can do what you want.
Love that.
No, but in all honesty, this album, it's still a pop record. It's a dance record. It's an electronic record. Yeah. And definitely have brought, you know, what I play as a DJ is multi-genre house. And we've brought that
Who has more
together.
fun, you or the audience? Because I've seen you a few times and I'm like, she's having a better time than everyone in here.
Isn't that what it's all about?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I absolutely, I love DJing so much because I love singing. Being able to express yourself in that way is so beautiful. But when you DJ, you don't have to worry about the singing. So you can just have a good old dance. So, yeah, I mean, both of them are so brilliant, and it has really made, I feel, this record something a little bit different, special, but it's still Melanie C. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, you know, people were looking at Sweat, right? That was a lead single. That was, you know, pretty dancey.
Yeah.
It was a load of fun. You know, had that great sample in Diana Ross, Work That Body. But this, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? More melodic. And there's definitely more storytelling on the album as well. But there's more dirty bass. Don't worry.
We like that. Thank you, Melanie. We've got some voice note questions. The first one's from Georgia.
Hi, it's Georgie from Whitby. I'm 11 and I was wondering, what was your best bit about being in the Spice Girls?
Oh, Georgia from Whitby, hello. Gosh, 11, that's an exciting age. There's so much coming for you in the next few years. What was the best bit about Spice Girls? Do you know what? We often talk about the beginning. You know, before anybody knew us, and we just had all of these hopes and dreams, and we were just having so much fun, and obviously achieving it was incredible and something else. But I think the five of us really cherished that beginning bit when we were just trying to make it happen, you know?
I remember back in the day, long time ago, when the Spice Girls were a name, not necessarily the big international brand that we know, bumping into you all at Knutsford Services. after a night out on a Saturday night. You're like, wow, they're bad, aren't they? They all just bounded out the car into the services. And I'm like, wow. But it's funny how I just remember that moment because you were all very distinctive.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew it was the Spice Girls. Not my mates didn't know that Spice Girls. You're like, wow, they're nuts, aren't they?
Yeah, I think there's something about the five of us when we're together. There's such an incredible dynamic between us. It's a mad energy, and we still have it. Even to this day when we're in a room together. It is. It's
it really
so
is
lovely.
special. We've got a question from Jarvis, who was stood there yesterday.
Jarvis Cocker.
Yeah, here you go.
Hello, Mel. It's Jarvis here. I've got a question I would like to ask you. Have you got a superstition that you live by?
Good one.
I'm actually quite superstitious. I was in a show, Blood Brothers. I was on the West End for 6 months playing Mrs. Johnston. If anybody knows the story, I think we all studied it at school, didn't we? It was part of the curriculum. And she is very superstitious. There's even songs like New Shoes on the Table, Walking Under Ladders, everything. So, yeah, I would say I'd salute at Magpies. I'm quite superstitious. But on like a show day, I would just try to stick to my I have a routine, all of the things I do, like when I warm up, what I eat, and when I eat, and all those things, and it makes me feel safe, and there's things,
comfortable.
Yeah, because you can't control everything, so you control the things you can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right, cover time. This
Yes.
is really special. It's a special track for all of our listeners, and we'll get floods of text messages as to why. But please introduce it and tell us why you've picked this one in particular.
Okay, so I know that everybody comes on the show and does a cover. I'm not sure if this fully qualifies as a cover, but it's such a special song to me, and I couldn't come here to the piano room at Radio 2 and not sing a Spice Girls song. This is To Become One.